You sit across from someone you really like, agonizing over exactly how and when to initiate the talk. You're waiting for her to explicitly state that she wants to be exclusive. Relying strictly on spoken confirmation creates massive anxiety. It causes you to overanalyze every text and misinterpret standard friendly behavior, all while waiting for a green light that might never arrive in the form of words. But human psychology operates on a different schedule. The brain naturally selects an exclusive partner on a subconscious level, long before the conscious mind voices the decision. This model shows the escalation of attachment. It outlines a measurable, four-stage timeline that starts at the shallow edge of interaction and moves inward toward deep biological commitment. By ignoring this psychological timeline and waiting only for a verbal label, you miss the actual indicators of where the relationship currently stands. The shift into the first stage of this timeline happens during everyday interactions, as casual conversations start to incorporate long-term framing. This graph illustrates future projection. When she brings up upcoming weekend trips or next month's events, she's performing a subconscious test. Her brain uses these comments to actively visualize you in her life, testing the viability of a shared reality. Once that future is projected, the attachment moves into stage 2, where the brain initiates a biological syncing process with the chosen partner. This diagram shows emotional mirroring. When she matches your texting style, adopts your humor, or aligns with your daily rhythms, it's an unconscious mechanism of attachment. This involuntary behavior of reflecting your moods indicates a high degree of psychological alignment. Future projection and emotional mirroring form the foundation. She is no longer just interacting in the moment, but establishing a biological baseline for partnership. As that internal attachment deepens over time, it naturally triggers highly defensive psychological behaviors in typical social settings. You reach stage 3 when you notice shifts in her social focus. She might grow quiet when other women are mentioned, or recall hyper-specific things you said weeks ago that reveal a high level of attentiveness. This behavior signals the psychological imperative to guard a heavy emotional investment. Her mind has chosen you as a primary connection, prompting her to shield that bond from outside interference. That brings us to the fourth and most critical stage of the attachment escalation, where the defensive perimeter is intentionally dropped for one person. This is the emotional exposure stage. When a woman volunteers her childhood memories, deep insecurities, and personal struggles, she is providing a high-level biological signal of commitment. This level of vulnerability requires a perceived environment of emotional safety, a condition her brain only grants when she views you as a permanent fixture. Reaching the point of ultimate vulnerability indicates that the psychological barrier to exclusivity has been crossed, often long before the conversation actually takes place. These 4 behaviors, projecting, mirroring, guarding, and exposing, function as a continuous progression of psychological alignment. When all these behavioral pillars are present, she has already prioritized you over other potential partners in her own mind. Instead of waiting for a spoken label, look at the underlying behavioral data. The words often describe a reality that has already been established. Observing and decoding this silent language helps eliminate the guesswork and anxiety common in early-stage relationships. While initial attraction is driven by mystery, lasting exclusivity is secured through a deep understanding of these unspoken psychological connections.